Yeah, I need to make a decision. I think I've made it. I'm gonna drive to a motel and just pamper myself for the evening. They're actually cheap tonight. There's one right up the road. Looks kind of sketchy. You can't book online. I'll go check that out first. So according to Google Maps, there should be a motel up here on the left. Maybe I'll try right here. According to Google Maps, this is it. There is a sign that says Classic Suites and Inn, but this place is definitely not open. Alright, this is a real pain in the you-know-what. I'm trying not to use a Hotels.com app to book. I'm just using Google Maps, but this is what happens. So I have no idea where I am, just a series of like closed down strip malls, but according to Google Maps, there was a Best Western up here with a fairly good rate. And here we go. Yeah, Best Western. Man, I'd much rather get a motel, but I guess I can't complain. Actually, I can complain. It's gonna be like $140 for the night. It is a Saturday night. Why'd the storm have to hit on a Saturday night? I'm so tempted to just sleep here in this parking lot. It's so vast. There's a ton of cars. They might take plates though. That's the risk. Hi, I'm good. Do you have any vacancies for tonight?
I'll go back on.
All right, that sounds good. I'll take it. So it's $140 for the night, you know. I just have to eat it. I do have Wi-Fi here and electricity, so I'm gonna haul my Jackery battery up to the room, make sure I get all the charge I can, take advantage of all the amenities I can while I'm here. Yeah, I really do not like staying in motels, even if it were free. I do not enjoy this. I have 2 bags of food, my Jackery battery, my backpack with all my computers and stuff, and I need to put together clothes for tonight and tomorrow, and my toiletries. It's like, it's too much stuff. I'm not even sure I can do this in 2 trips. This hotel is a hellhole. She put me in the furthest possible room from where I come in. She said she's giving me the nicest room, but if I have to like walk through a labyrinth to get there, it ain't the nicest place. Ugh. I slept okay in here. I sleep better in my van though, honestly. I missed it. It's snowing outside. It doesn't look like 9 inches to me though, so we'll go outside and see just if the storm lived up to the hype. They did have a snow emergency in Boston. I wouldn't have had anywhere to park around there. I would have had a really hard time last night, so I think I made the right decision coming here. I did charge my Jackery to 100%, so I got something out of this. Now I just have to do all the loads back down to my car. It's like 2 or 3 trips. This is not nearly as much snow as I was expecting. Like, I think the roof might just have 2 or 3 inches. I will go up there and clear it off, but not a big problem at all. So let's see how much of this is ice. I'm just gonna run the windshield wiper. Oh yeah, it ain't moving. I'm gonna have to clear that. So I keep all my tools, well, my shovel and stuff like that, back here in my shower stall. I got this at AutoZone. It's a scraper on one end, a brush, and a telescoping plow, all in one. Gotta be sure to get the mirror here. This is a tricky thing. See how it's kind of bent like that. And also this little area right here so I can see the mirror. And then, of course, all of this. Oh man, my fingers are frozen from that. Going up on that roof when it's slippery, shoveling that is my least favorite. The most dangerous thing I do. When I get the roof rack, it'll be much better. But for now, let's see if our windshield wipers can work. There we go. It is still snowing a bit, and I'm a little worried about the roads. Like, this lot doesn't have any sand in it at all. Might be slippery. What I'm gonna do is just drive around this lot for a little bit, doing donuts, not at a high speed, but just to shake off any excess stuff on the roof or the hood that I couldn't get. And I think there's a Dunks in this plaza somewhere, so I don't have to drive too far. While I was in Dunkin' Donuts, I was reading some of the comments on my last video. One guy pointed out that there's a deal on Amazon right now for a power station, 1800 watts, even more capacitance than my current Jackery, charges at 4 times the rate. It's a fast charger. and it's like $400, which is less than half what I paid for my Jackery. I normally don't make impulsive spending decisions, but I purchased that on the spot. That should solve a lot of my problems. I just hope it fits the same space that I store my Jackery in, my auxiliary power bank. Also, about my frozen gray water tank, the general consensus is I should just pour some of the propylene antifreeze, the safe non-toxic stuff down there. Now, you know, I know antifreeze mixes with water because they're both liquid, but will it just automatically mix with frozen water, with the ice? I'm not so sure about that. I think I'm gonna go to Home Depot and get a bottle of the stuff. Might just try anyway. I mean, what's the harm? One positive thing I will say about Eastern Massachusetts, though, they are a well-oiled machine when it comes to dealing with snowstorms. All the roads are salted, all the roads are clear, the sidewalks are shoveled. The snowstorm hasn't even stopped yet. I also want to show why having a black vehicle is great in the winter. You see all that melt coming off? It's 25 degrees outside. That's just the black paint heating up and melting all the snow and ice. But I want to see if my gray water tank is still frozen. There should be water pouring out of this if I take the drain off. I have a feeling it won't happen. Let's take a look. Yeah, it's still just complete ice back there. I need to do something. I don't like driving around with like gallons of ice under here, you know? It bothers me. I have a bad feeling I'm at one of those miniature Home Depots. Their automotive section is not looking very expansive. This is their entire automotive section right here. They have one type of antifreeze. This stuff, let's see, is it propylene or is it ethylene? Let's take a look. This is ethylene. This is the toxic stuff. This is all they have here. Sometimes they have antifreeze in the different sections. So I'll shop around a little bit. So this is the plumbing aisle down here. They have some stuff. I was considering Drano. Like, does that melt ice? Probably not. They also have something here called liquid heat. I'm not sure what this is. If it's glycolene, I'll take it. Contains sodium hypochlorite. Yeah, I have no idea what that shit is. I ain't using that. Wait a second, check out what I just saw here at the end of the plumbing aisle. A single bottle of the RV Marine antifreeze. I'm pretty sure this is the, let's see, propylene glycol. Does it come into focus? Yes, this is the good stuff. Kind of nuts that in the entire Home Depot they only have one single bottle of the stuff that I needed. It's almost like it was meant to be. I'm eager to try this out, just pour it down the drain right now, but there's no drainage here in the Home Depot lot. I went all around looking for a grate. This place must flood, so I'm not going to do that here. It is pink. It will be visible. It's non-toxic. The salt water coming off the roads is way harsher than this. This is propylene. It's actually used as a food additive sometimes, so this is not bad for the environment. Still, I want to do it somewhere where I have proper access to drainage. Well, I did it. I didn't have to drive around too far. I did find a lot with... I found the drainage grate here at the Home Depot. So what I'm going to do is take this cap off. I know it's all ice in there right now. And I'm going to pour... I'll pour some of that antifreeze in, not the entire bottle. So this is pre-diluted 50% antifreeze, 50% water. And it should... I just don't know if antifreeze will mix with ice. I know it mixes with water, but what about ice? I don't know. People in YouTube comments all suggested this, and I think it's a great idea. I'm going to give it a try. Might not do anything. Well, there definitely ain't nothing coming out of there right now. I mean, I wouldn't expect immediate results. I think I'm just going to drive around and let it sit in there for a little while. This is the famous creepy angle that I did before. Yeah, I'll let that stuff sit in there, and we'll see what it does. I'll be sure to put the cap on before I drive away. Also, if you're thinking about moving into a van, another great place to get rid of trash, gas stations. They're right here by the pump. Just dispose of small amounts of it at a time, you know what I mean? And some pretzels for the road. For that, I am now all set. I've thrown away everything. I've cleaned up after the storm. I'm all set for tonight. It's Super Bowl Sunday. I'm watching it at a bar with some friends downtown in Boston. I want to try to get there early. Boston can be really pretty in the snow, and I want to try to shoot a little bit of that before the game. Before I went in the bus downtown, I thought I'd give this valve one more turn, see if anything is coming out. That antifreeze, I poured the whole gallon in there, not just that little third. It's been in there for about an hour and a half now, so let's see if anything comes out. Oh, look at that. It worked. 1 gallon of that pink propylene antifreeze stuff. It just sat in there for an hour. It's still in the 20s right now. It's not above freezing. And that freaking worked. How awesome is that? Alright, I'm going to go downtown. I'm watching the Super Bowl tonight in Kenmore Square with a friend. Should be awesome. I had a great night on the town while I hung out with some friends at their apartment. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been in an apartment. Just looked like a giant waste of space to me. He doesn't watch my YouTube, so he won't care. I have to say, there is something very unsafe feeling about coming back to your car in a faraway parking lot late at night when there's no one around and it's like 0 degrees outside. You know, I feel like my life is in jeopardy sometimes. I gotta admit, van life can be a bit scary that way. When I first got my van, one of the first places I took it was the White Mountains of New Hampshire. I like to go hiking up there. I'd leave it at a trailhead, go off all day on a hike. I remember 5 minutes after I left my van at a trailhead on that first visit, I just had a sinking feeling in my stomach, like my van was gonna get broken into. All my stuff was in there. My whole life is dependent on that van being where I left it, being in working order, or I'm screwed. You know, when it's cold and freezing like this in the middle of the night, I could die. Anyway, I just had that feeling again after the halftime show. I suddenly wanted to be back at my van, had to say goodbye to my friends. Might have been because that halftime show just kind of sucked. But anyway, I dealt with a snow emergency, got a motel. You just gotta do that sometimes, you know. I'm just trying to stay alive here. Hopefully it gets warmer soon, and I'll stop complaining about the cold so much. In the meantime, thanks for watching me again on another adventure. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.